Good evening everyone, and welcome to another video. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're finding ways to amuse yourselves during the lockdown. So this video is once again going to be another garden camp, but it's going to be a gear review, but it's not going to be any old gear review. Oh no, I have bought myself another tent. This is something different, and believe it or not, I actually used to own this tent. Not the exact one, but the same make and model a long time ago. So, put you out your misery and show you what it is. It is a Pro Action tent. So, my mate Mark is going to be absolutely beside himself with joy at this because he loves a bit of Pro Action. And he's still waiting for a sponsorship, so Pro Action, if by any off chance you are watching this, sponsor him, okay? Yeah, this is a Pro Action Tiger Paws one-man tent. So there's the stats. Now, I used to own this tent. In fact, it was the first ever backpacking tent that I actually bought. Long time ago, I believe. Sort of, if you can call it a video, the first video or photo slideshow that I ever posted was, I think, when I did the Norfolk Coast Path on my own, and I stayed in a campsite, Burnham Deepdale, and I had an orange tent, and that orange tent was this Pro Action Tiger Paws 110. I eventually got rid of the tent. I think I paid about £24 for it. And yeah, it was bright orange, so it was not stealthy at all, but I didn't know anything about wild camping or camping at all then. I just wanted something lightweight, compact, even though I was kind of campsite camping at the time. But I did do some wild camps, and I remember in like sort of my local area. Anyway, so got rid of that tent and forgot about it, and then just moved on, got loads of other tents, and you know, the rest is history, as they say. But I was looking for ideas for garden camps to do, and it popped into my head, I wonder if I could find one of these Pro Action Tiger Paws tents again, because they've actually gone out of business. Not Pro Action themselves, but they've stopped making this particular tent. Don't know why, because it's probably one of the best tents they've ever made. And I thought, let's see if we can find one on eBay. And I did. It was £45. So they've gone up in price a little bit, because I believe they've kind of become a bit of a collector's item in some weird way. I believe it's never been used, this tent. Everything is intact. I've had a little look in it already, and everything's pristine, so it's literally never been used, okay? Yeah, they're not that expensive, they're just really hard to come by. This one is, as you can see in this colour, it's a nice sort of khaki green or olive green, which is a lot better than the bright orange version they did. Kind of makes you wonder why they ever made a tent bright orange, but still. I'll read you the specs first before we open it up. The size, if you want to know, is 110 by 290 by 100 centimetres. I remember it being quite a spacious tent. So the rainfly is polyester 75D PU coating, and the hydrostatic head is 2000 millimeters, so it's not the strongest sort of thing. It'd probably do you well in like fairly heavy rain. Don't know about a storm, I've no idea. I think I used mine in the rain, and it seemed alright. But like I say, nothing like really testing. I don't really know what it would be like. The inner is breathable nylon. The floor is nylon Oxford 210D PU coating, and that's also 2000 millimeters hydrostatic head. So usually the flooring of a tent is a higher hydrostatic head, just because of course it's on the ground. It's going to get wet, you don't want water soaking through it. Now the poles, this is one of the good things about this cheap little tent. They're 8.5mm aluminium poles, so you're getting good quality poles, not fiberglass poles, in a cheap little tent like this. So for good reason, it become a bit of a cult classic, this tent. And like I say, you can't find them anymore, you don't see them anymore. So I thought it'd make quite an interesting little video, and it'd be like a little trip down memory lane for me. Whether I'm going to use this tent all the time is a different matter really. Probably not. I mean, I might use it every now and then, but I can always sell it on, can't I? The weight of it apparently is about 1.9 kilos. I remember that when I bought it, because I thought that was really lightweight at the time. Anything under 2 kilos is lightweight for a tent, but of course obviously you can get some really lightweight stuff now, and I've had tents that weigh 1.5 kilos, stuff like that. You know, I've got the hoop bivvy that weighs about 1 kilo. So yeah, it's a little bit heavier, but it's a good little tent really. And we'll open it up. It's got a really cool sort of strap system, like a compression bag almost, so you loosen that off. Sometimes they can get a bit tangled up. And then it's got a drawer called closure as well. It almost looks like they designed the stuff sack and they went, oh shit, it's not quite big enough, so they just added that little bit on top. And let's open it up and let's get it out. So that's all the tent, and then put that down there. This is pretty cool. So that's a sealed envelope, and that's got all the instructions in it, so you can tell that this has never been opened. This tent has never been used, because yeah, the glue's dried on it really, so it's dried out, but that's never been opened. You can tell it's got that tear in it. I think I did that by accident. Go. And there's your instructions, and that's what the tent's going to look like. It's a pretty cool looking little tent really. It is a pitch in a first tent. That's what I remember. That's one of the downsides to it, but like I say, I would not normally buy a tent that's pitch in a first. At the time I didn't know any better. Nowadays, you know, it's one of the prerequisites. I look for a pitch outer first, or pitch all in one. So yeah, it gives you pretty detailed instructions on how to set it up. That's all the tent, the inner and the outer, and the poles. Sorry, this is dragging on a bit. I know you want to see it set up, but got to show you all this first. And the poles, you've got 2 there, and I think they're magnetised poles as well. They feel it. Yeah, they are. They just click together. So it's and they're pretty sturdy. I mean, they don't feel like they bend and flex as much as, say, like the Union aluminium poles that you get on a lot of tents now, but still, it's not bad. I mean, this was a pretty good tent, you know, when I bought it at the time. So that's the main pole I've just set up, and then you've got your little pole down at the foot end of the tent as well. So there we go. It just clicks in the ends there. So that's the poles. They're pretty good quality, and to be honest with you, I don't ever buy tents with fiberglass poles anymore, just because they break so easily, and you're fearful of using them in strong winds and stuff. You've always got that feeling that they're going to snap. But there's all of our pegs. They're just normal, I guess, aluminium shepherd stakes, and they're really lightweight. And look, you can tell the geezer's never used them. They're brand spanking new. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pegs. So hopefully that should be all that you need. But there's no spares, of course. And yeah, it's pretty well made. It's a pretty solid looking little tent. You've got clips there to clip the fly sheet on, the brass eyelets for the poles. Okay, some of the toggles sort of cheap cordage, but that's alright. Nice colour. Oh look, the guy lines as well, they're a bit bright white. I suppose, yeah, they're not reflective. You could always replace them with something else if you really wanted to. But you know, it's cheap and cheerful, it does the job. There's the Pro Action logo and the old air vent. So yeah, that's the fly sheet. And then the inner, the bottom, like the flooring of it is like, it's not like that cheap tarpaulin stuff, but it's sort of the next grade up. It's still, I suppose, quite bulky material, but it's not bad. I've seen far worse. And you've got that netting around it, and those are the clips. So anyway, let's get cracking. So there you go, that's the inner setup on its own at the moment. It's well ventilated. You've got this big mesh panel here, that's the main door. There's a big mesh panel over the top here, and then there's one down at the foot box, one on the other side of the foot box, and you've got one there as well, and then the back there as well. So it's a well ventilated tent. And it's made really well. It's a sort of a strange shape, like an arrow shape at this end, but I found you can store quite a lot up that end. Yeah, and if you're sort of fairly tall, your head will nestle into that area. These poles, pretty good quality as I mentioned. It's got these little clips. I mean, they're plastic clips, so I don't know how strong they'd be, but very easy to set up. Eye loops for the pegs there, and then there's also this big loop as well. That is it without the fly sheet on, so we'll stick that on now and then we'll have another look at it. So that's the fly sheet on, and it's all pegged out, guyed out. I think it's a very photogenic tent. It's really nice shape, nice design. I believe I can sit up inside it, we'll soon see. So yeah, you've got the logo there, Pro Action. You've got like a foamy sort of reinforced bit to sort of lift the air vent up. So it was like that sort of triangle sort of bit at the end, wasn't there? Like a pointed end on the inner, and then what you do, you pull this bit out, peg it into the D-ring there, and then it makes sort of like the porch area, storage area. And it's got these straps at every sort of corner. There's these like just clips that you just clip in, so you know, if you were somewhere really windy, you could just clip it in straight away and your fly sheet ain't going to blow away, then it's secure. Then you can just go around tying the little ties onto the poles, because it has got those. It's got two on the top and then one on each side on the main pole, and then I believe it's got one or two on this footbox one. Yeah, I like the clip system with these clips here. It just makes it so much quicker to set up. If it's raining as well, I know ideally you want to pitch all in one tent when it's raining, but it's quite useful when you've got a pitch inner first and you just want to quickly just get it clipped on and then throw it over and start tying it up, just so the inner doesn't get soaked. Solid little tent. So let's open it up and let's have a look inside. It's only got the one door, of course, here. So let's have a little look inside the door. It's got Velcro little storm flap to go over the zip. And then you can tie that back there. You can't, it hasn't got like a little pole attachment where you could peg it out and use it, make it like a porch. I'm sure you could modify this in some way and do that. It's got like a toggle there and an elasticated loop. There we go, so you've got a fairly decent sized porch there. I reckon in a pinch I could probably cook in that. I'm pretty adept at doing that with a gas stove or a little meth stove, just, you know, sitting in the tent, cooking in there with this door down if need be. You know, if it was absolutely pissing it down, you could definitely fit your boots in there. I dare say you could fit your rucksack in there as well. I'd put it in a plastic bag, like a black bag first, just so that, you know, if it does poke out underneath the door in the night and it's raining, your rucksack won't get wet then. But to be honest, I'd probably keep the rucksack inside the tent with me and use it as an extra pillow. Or if I was on a slope or something, I could put it under my feet, elevate my feet so it sort of levels it out a bit. The inner door, apologies, it has got dark really quick. I've sort of left this to the last minute, which is a bit stupid. Yeah, we open this door up. It's got a two-way zipper on it. Once again, you can roll that back, and that's got its own toggle. As you can see, it's actually got like a bathtub floor, this tent. There's that porch area, and I could actually move my ground sheet over this way and then sort of somewhere to put stuff down on in your porch area. So let's move you in a bit closer. You see there's plenty of space between the inner and the fly sheet, and then inside the rest of your porch space. Yeah, you can tell this has never ever been used. Like, that's like a little bit of fabric or something that's come off of the nylon here, but there's literally, like, there's no grass, nothing in here. It's going to be a bit of a glare. You've got your fire precautions and stuff written on there, and you've got like a storage pocket there for valuable stuff you need to get to in the night. And oh yes, it's actually got a little light loop up the top here, brilliant, and it's actually a generously sized loop, so it's not fiddly. You know, when it's too fiddly and it takes you about an hour to get a little light hook in there, that you could fit quite a few lights on that. That's decent. That you've got to have a light loop, I think, on a tent. And then the footbox down there, you can see it's really well ventilated with all this mesh around it, but it's still got some nylon sides, and then you've got that pointed end there. So I think best thing to do is get me stuff set up in it, and you'll get a clearer idea of how much space there is in here. Well, I've got the silver foam mat and the Climate insulated static V mat in. They're both full length mats, and that's now touching the end of the tent. Put you inside the tent. That's touching the end of the tent just. I mean, it sort of rounds at one end, so you can't get it right into that centre corner, but that's right up at the end, and then it leaves you with, from here right up into that corner, plenty of space really to put stuff, you know, like your rucksack and things like that, and it wouldn't interfere with the sleeping space. So I'm laying down, I've got my feet still on my mat. There we go. And my feet aren't actually, they're just about touching in there, you can see there. I've still got all of that room up there, so I've got to keep, I can't have this on selfie mode, so hopefully you can see me. Oh, it's well bright, but I've got loads of space from my head right up to the end there, so I wouldn't be touching the end of this tent. I'm 5'10", yeah, 5'9.5", 5'10". We'll say 5'10", of course. Always round it up, and yeah, it's loads of space. So really, if you was a tall person, I mean, you'd fit a 6 foot person in here easily, maybe even a little bit taller. I mean, that they're not going to be touching the thing, and it's quite a high tent, so you're not going to have it on your face or anything. My eye line is about level with about here. In terms of space either side of you, there's me hip. Oh, there's me hip, and I've got space either side here. And then on the left hand side you've got a bit more space. You've got a lot more space actually. There you could put a few things here as well. You know, you could sit in the porch as well. But you've got that massive space up the head end there, that's really good. I could even move the mats further up that way, and then I'd have a bit of storage space down at the foot box. Could even do that if you wanted. So I've got the place all lit up now. I've got the little Larry light hanging from there, and I've got my head torch on as well, which is throwing out the majority of the light. And I'm actually sat on both my mats, which does of course raise you up a little bit, probably about that much, and I've still got oodles of space in this bit of the head box. I mean, here of course you're starting to slope down a bit more, so I've got to maybe sort of, I can't sit up as straight. Up here there's more space because it's taller at this end of the tent, of course, it being the head end. If I sit right in the middle, I've got a decent amount of space there. Really, I could probably wear a bowler hat and it wouldn't be touching the tent. So it's a good height tent. Someone taller than me would, yeah, probably be able to still sit up in this. I mean, I'm sitting bolt up right now, my head's still not touching the tent. Yeah, it's quite spacious really for a one person tent. I'm really surprised. I've forgotten how spacious it was, and for the weight, I mean 1.9 kilos, that's not too bad. You could use lighter pegs, you could go with, you know, some lighter guy lines. I'm sure there's little bits like tags you could cut off, things like that. Yeah, you could drop the weight a little bit. You know, it's a decent little tent this. If you can find one, I'd highly recommend them. But like I say, they've stopped making them. Don't know why, because they're absolutely brilliant, I think. I just sort of flung me stuff in here for the moment, so I'm just going to use my Go Light Down sleeping bag. I think it's about a 3-season bag, might be 2, but I've got a silk sleeping bag liner as well in it, so that usually gives it an extra season. OEX thermal leggings, a little thermal long sleeve top, a pair of like wool Arctic socks. I've got my trusty old blue down jacket, that thing's so warm. Got a book to read, still reading Animal Farm, nearly finished it. I'm sort of on and off reading really, and I figured with the lockdown it's a perfect time to be reading lots of books. And in the porch area I've just got some bottles of water, the stuff sacks for the tent. I've got a little BCB fire dragon stove and some gel fuel. My shoes, I'll bring them in to the porch later on. I've got a little haze cut down Z-Light mat, 3 sections. Got my chair out tonight as well, so I can sort of sit outside. I'm going to have a cider as well, and I've got a ration pack in here somewhere as well. Oh yeah, I've got me is it X-Ped? Yes, an X-Ped comfort pillow. There, show you that. That's a medium. I've got me titanium cook pots. I've got about 3 sets of titanium pots. I don't know why, but that's like an old set. Got a pen knife, your titanium spool. Once again, I've got about 3 of those as well. I think because I used to set up like multiple kits for different things when I used to like go out a lot, like a couple of times a week. Little windshield, just a small one. Cider tonight, I'll have it later on, is the Old Crow, and it's another Gwinty Drag Welsh cider and perry company. Yeah, vintage Welsh cider. This one's a 7.4%. Whoa, that's a kicking the back doors in with a double barrel shotgun and shitting yourself in bed job. Fall asleep in your shoes, wake up somewhere random kind of percentage. And this one's from my mate Hambo as well again. As I say, he's sort of living in Wales and back round this way as well. He's in Wales at the moment during the lockdown, so hello mate, hope you're keeping well, and cheers for another cider. So, oh actually I'll point out as well, I've already had one of these before, and that was also from James and Mary from Bad Hair Adventure, so cheers, they bought me the same cider. The old crow is getting slow, the young crow is not. Of what the young crow does not know, the old crow knows a lot. Some wise words there. So we'll be having that later on. And then we've also got another ration pack. This one's just a 12-hour one. It's menu 4. I say 12 hours, it says it's meant to be eaten over an 8-hour period. So it's an 8-hour 1500 cal wrap pack. I haven't got the tray with me tonight. So first off we've got an accessory packet in one of those nice strong sturdy bags, and it's got a sturdy British Army fork sport thingy, an alcohol free wet wipe, big one, 3-in-1 coffee and a 3-in-1 tea. So there's no faffing around mixing stuff, it's all in there already. And they're quite good actually, I've had them before. And you've also got some chewing gum, which is, see if we can get it to focus, it's peppermint, chicken tikka masala, chickpeas and rice, 300 gram pouch. So that's your main meal that you're getting. 460 calories in it. Protein 21.6, fat 18.9 grams, of which saturates 9.6, carbs, it's got 49 grams, of which sugar's 8.4, it's not too bad, is it? Fibre, let's have a look at the fibre, 3.3 grams, yeah. And you got like the survey thing that you're not meant to fill out unless you're in the army. It's just so they can, that's how they get their feedback really. You know, the soldiers would, no one ever mentions this on a ration pack video, so I'm going to mention it. So you just fill that out and you rate, you know, whether you like it a lot, you like it, or you dislike each component of the wrap pack, and comments and stuff. And you send it off and you can win a £200 Amazon voucher. 2 runner-up prizes are £100 Amazon vouchers. That's not bad, is it? It's not worth joining the army for though. But still, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Then we have some oat digestive biscuits. We've got my absolute nemesis. We've got, it's like a sesame seed caramel bar. These things are absolute teeth breakers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in one of the hot drinks to sort of melt it down, and it should be easier. So we'll give that a try. A lime fruit flavoured energy drink powder, 45 grams. A fruit flavoured like energy drink powder, that's lemon, so lemon and lime, not bad. Got some strawberry jam, little tube of that, so I'll put that with the digestive biscuits no doubt. A fruit explosion mixed fruit puree, and once again the yellow cap, it means it's apple, mango and banana. If I had £1 for every time I've had that flavour. I'm still waiting for a blue, a white or a violet cap, that would be good. Bum wipes as usual, I'm amassing quite a collection of them. And that is it, I believe, for that ration pack. Yep, that is it. The water's just come to a boil on the BCB gel fuel stove. I know what you're thinking, very small porch Tom, it looks a bit dangerous. Now yeah, you're probably better off with a little gas stove in here, just because the porch is slightly smaller than say a Fox one by OEX. It's definitely smaller than the Helm one, but in a pinch you could cook in here if you needed to. You just got to keep an eye on it really, that's all. You know, no sort of like crazy big flames or anything, that's why I say a gas stove would probably be better. But I've just got my shoes either side of the stove just to sort of push sort of the material of the tent away, and there's a big gap all the way around the bottom there, so ventilation's pretty good. It's another little plus point for this tent. My hot drink is going to be 3-in-1 tea, and I'm going to have the just tucked in my shoe there, the sesame seed caramel bar thingy. I'm going to just put that in the tea and just hopefully it will melt it down, make it more palatable. I'm going to have the lime flavoured drink. I've now got the stove just outside the door. I've got the door open just to sort of give myself a bit more room to prepare food. So yeah, it's a little bit cramped, the porch, but like I say, in a pinch it would work. So I made the tea up and I put that sesame seed caramel bar thing in. The absolute horrible bars that they put in the ration packs. This is probably the worst component of any ration pack. My heart sinks every time I see one. Put it in there to melt it down and it literally dissolved it. It come apart in like strips. It's just in like long strips of seeds. All the caramel melted into the tea. They're good teas though that they do in these ration packs, the 3-in-1s. I quite like them anyway. Chicken tikka masala, chickpeas and rice. That's in that pot there, my main pot. We're also going to have the oat digestive biscuits to go with the tea. I thought, why not? And the sesame seed bar, and I'll save the 3-in-1 coffee for the morning, because I don't really want coffee this time of night, otherwise I will not sleep and I'll probably have horrific night terrors, so probably for the best. Here's those oat digestive biscuits. As usual, a few of them are broken. They're quite dry and bland. There's not a lot to them. They're one of those things that definitely need to be dunked, which is what we'll do. I mean, not bad. They are a little bit kind of bland and cardboardy. There's a faint digestive taste to them, but yeah, they're not going to be the best biscuits you've ever had. But yeah, if you'd walked a long way, you know, you're setting up camp and you wanted something like that to dunk in a hot drink, it'd feel like a little morale boost. You know, if you was in a combat situation, you know, if you was in the army, definitely, I wouldn't complain anyway. I'd be happy with eating them. There we go, that's our strawberry jam, so we'll whack a bit of that on the biscuits. Squirt a little bit out. It's quite a sort of thin, clear looking jam. There's a few bits in it as well. We'll try it like that on its own. Yeah, it gives it, of course, an extra bit of taste. Very sweet tasting jam. I suppose it's a little bit artificial tasting, but that don't bother me. I quite like it. I've had this stuff before. Just for anyone out there that's new to the channel, if there is anyone new out there watching, welcome. Thank you. Hopefully, yeah, subscribe as well. But I don't tend to plug that really. I kind of think if you want to subscribe, you'll subscribe. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to tell you to do that. If you want to do it, you'll do it. You know, it's a free country, innit? The chicken tikka masala, chickpeas and rice is ready. That's been boiling away for quite a while, so we'll crack that open in a second. I used the hot water to make up a Horlicks hot chocolate, which of course wasn't included in the ration pack, but you can't not have a hot chocolate when you're camping. And then I made the lime flavoured beverage powder that came with the ration pack. I've got the lemon one left. This is just the normal one, although it will probably give you, of course, some energy to a degree because it's crammed full of sugar and sweeteners. And yeah, it comes out as this suspiciously pale white kind of liquid. They all kind of look like that really. Yes, once again, it's a bit of an artificial taste, but do you know what? I think it tastes quite nice, and it's dissolved quite well. You know, I've stirred it a few times. It seems fine to me. It's refreshing. The main event. Let's have a little look at it, and you might be able to see that. Cool. Some strong smells coming out of that. Some chickpeas, some big lumps of chicken, the rice. There's a big lump of chicken there. It doesn't feel the pouch up completely. I mean, it all sort of sinks to the bottom, and it's not as much as it looks. There we go, get it to focus. There. That's mainly rice, I think. Maybe a couple of chickpeas. Oh, I've dropped a bit. Oh shit. That's not bad for the first bite. You know, it's one of them things. Do you know what? If it weren't for ration packs, I wouldn't have tried half the food that I've tried since I've been buying them. As a result, I've got into coffee. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a massive coffee drinker still, but I can kind of tolerate it. Before I hated it. Now I don't mind it. And curries as well. I'm not a massive fan of curries either, which I know is like a shock horror because that's like the nation's favourite dish. But I've just never liked curries. It's actually really healthy. It's just the sauces and stuff they put on it. But you think about it, chicken and rice and vegetables is healthy. It's just what they mix it all in with and you know what they dress it in, which I suppose is what makes it taste nice. But yeah, once again, it's something I can actually kind of eat. I mean, I'm not a fan of like really hot food, but this isn't too bad, you know. This has got some chicken on it. Chicken's a bit chewy. Chickpeas are a little bit sort of crunchy, almost al dente. Something like that would be incredibly thirst provoking. Like, I would be really thirsty after eating that, but that would fill you up. That's where the majority of your calories are coming from in this little single meal ration pack. So I want to get eating that before it gets cold. You don't want to watch or listen to me eating that, so I'll let you know how it goes. Had all of that chicken tikka masala with chickpeas and rice. That was really filling. I'm feeling pretty full up now. So I've eaten quite a lot today, sort of throughout the rest of the day, and didn't really need to have the ration pack, but I felt like I wanted something else anyway, just to sort of see what it was like really. And finished off my hot chocolate, that was good. And I've got a little bit of the lime drink left over, but I'll just keep that so that if I do get thirsty in the night, I can just sip that. Got loads and loads of room in this tent, like either side of me. There's just so much room. Like down here to my left, I can lay everything out. I've got my iPad out here as well from the house, so you know I can sort of pick up the Wi-Fi signal and watch stuff on there rather than use the phone that I'm filming on, of course. And yeah, I've just been watching YouTube. It's strange, I don't really watch a lot of outdoor channels, really. I suppose it's because if your channel is outdoor based and you're making videos like that, you kind of, the last thing you want to do is watch a lot of outdoor stuff. I mean, I watch like a few people, you know, like my mates' channels, stuff like that, but I don't really watch a hell of a lot of it. I find it also kills your creativity as well, because you want to sort of stay original and stuff, and you don't want to be looking to see how other people do videos and things like that. And it's just the last thing I want to do is then sit and watch stuff. Depends. It's got to be really different. It's got to be something special for me to want to watch anyway, if it's outdoor related. So instead, I don't know why, I've randomly started getting into watching professional arm wrestling, which is so bizarre. I'm not going to go into the details of it now, but yeah, it's a strange sport, that, and it's one of the things you watch it and you think, this is ridiculous, this is the stupidest thing ever. Like, it's a bit of a joke. Is it really a sport? You know, it's a lot of trash talking and arguing, and it's quite aggressive, and you just think, this isn't a proper sport. This is like, it's like theatrics, it's like wrestling. You know, it's very American, and it's all just unnecessary hype and bravado, and just, I don't know, like, it's almost like a soap opera, you know, and you just think, this is crap. But you can't help but watch it to find out who wins. and it's so intense, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's something you end up watching. It's like a guilty pleasure sport, really. You probably shouldn't tell people that you watch arm wrestling. I can get up whenever I want, not in a rush of course, so I've got a few bits for breakfast, like some porridge and hot drinks, things like that, but I can only just go in the house, can't I? Didn't have the cider, so I'm probably going to camp out here again tomorrow night. I'll probably stay in the same tent again, really. I quite like it in here, it's nice. You know, there's space, but it's cosy at the same time, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll have the cider tomorrow night. So, enough yawning. I'll see you in the morning. Night, everyone. Morning all. I slept really, really well. It's gone 9 o'clock. I think it's actually 10 o'clock now. I was warm, but not too warm. It was a nice night last night. It didn't really get that cold, but at the same time it wasn't boiling hot. And like I mentioned earlier, this tent is very well ventilated. You've got so many like ventilation panels, yet it's still a 2-skin tent. I think that helped. The tent was fine. I didn't feel like I was touching the sides of the tent at all during the night. Whenever I rolled over, I just slept really, really well. Really comfy in here. Yeah, and with my mats as well, my climate mat, this silver foam mat, that's like my go-to sleep system, really. So comfy. Of course, I've not used that in summer yet. It's probably going to be really hot in summer, so I'll probably need one or the other. It's a good little tent. It's a seriously good little tent. For the money, it's amazing. You'd think it would cost more, but it doesn't. It's really good. So we get some breakfast on the go. I'll probably head inside first, and then I'll come back to you. Yeah, it was a good little test of this tent. Like I say, I'm probably going to sleep outside in it tonight as well. Evening again, everyone. It's been quite a few hours since I last spoke to you this morning. It's actually now the next morning. It's coming up to 10 to 2. I've been video calling my mate Mark. In case you don't know who Mark is, he's got a YouTube channel called First Class Adventures, and I highly recommend that you check out his channel. He's basically the shorter, slightly uglier double twin of me. I'm joking. He's a cool guy anyway. So he's garden camping tonight, and he's doing a video. He's done some cooking in the garden on his fire, and I think he's just in a bivvy bag tonight, cowboy camping. So we've been having a laugh. That Old Crow cider by Gwent y Draig, the Welsh Cider and Perry Company, and yeah, as I mentioned, it's 7.4%. So got one of these given to me by my mate Hambo, because he lives in Wales, and I also got one from James and Mary from Bad Hair Adventures. I actually had 2 of these, but I've drunk one already. The Old Crow is getting slow, the Young Crow is not. Of what the Young Crow does not know, the Old Crow knows a lot. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yeah, it's quite tasty, yeah. It's very strong though, it's got a strong taste to it, but there's a faint sweetness to it, because I don't know if this is a dry cider. It doesn't say it's dry. It says vintage, so vintage is usually kind of dry, isn't it really? Vintage is the next stage up from dry. Of the strong ciders I've had, it's one of the better ones. But I'm probably still going to give it, I think, a 5.5. So about average. You know, it's not awful. I can drink it, but it's a sipper. You know, I couldn't drink it quickly, that's for sure. Anyways, I'm going to watch some more arm wrestling at 2 AM in a tent in my garden with a cider, as you do. And then I'm going to get some sleep. I've had a 3-in-1 coffee from that army ration pack that I had last night. Got that little lemon isotonic drink. Probably shouldn't be drinking that before I go to sleep, really, because I will not sleep. And I've recharged the filming light, so that is absolutely cranked for your viewing pleasure, so you can see me. If that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll let you decide that. But I probably could get a suntan off of that light. It is so bright. There's no like damp or condensation coming through. Yeah, it's a great little tent, this, and it's been really good fun reviewing it, and it's been good fun being reacquainted with it, really, after all these years. As I say, it's not the exact one, but it's, you know, it's the same, kind of the same tent that I bought all them years ago. I shan't be selling this one in a hurry, I think. Yeah, I'll keep it for a while, and I want to lend it to Mark, because he really loves Pro Action tents and Pro Action stuff, and I want to see what he thinks of it. So, yeah, if you're watching, mate, Charles, and also, yeah, if you wanna borrow this tent, if we do a camp or something, we could even do, how about this, right, live on a video, I'm going to put it out there, we could do a tent swap, just for one camp. If you let me use your Nature Hike Tiger 1, you can use this Pro Action Tiger Paws tent. That's not a bad deal. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to get some sleep. So enough yawning, and I'll see you in the morning. Morning all. It's coming up to about 11 AM. Didn't get to sleep till about 3:30 again. Arm wrestling, major addiction at the moment. Things I've noticed so far about this tent is, I mean, it's not been, the last 2 nights have not been cold, really. It's been quite warm, and I've been like, sort of, I don't know, I think I'm still in the habit of wearing loads of layers, like a down jacket, thermals, a hat, to sleep in, and you'd think I'd be absolutely boiling, but I'm not. I think because this tent is so well ventilated, I've actually stayed really cool. So I'd say this tent is actually probably really good for summer use. My old orange one of these, I think I had in a couple of rainstorms, but nothing like really severe anyway. But that would be interesting to test out in the future. And a lot of the videos of them on YouTube are like 10-11 years old now, so it just goes to show you they've not been around for a while. So yeah, I'll probably leave the video here, really. It's been a good little experiment using this, and you'll see it again on the channel. Probably, I don't know whether you'll see it before the lockdown's over again. I'll probably take it out again when we're allowed out to wild camps. So yeah, you'll definitely see it on future wild camps, and like I said with Mark as well, if maybe I can persuade him maybe to sort of do a tent swap for a laugh. I just don't know why I thought it would be quite a cool idea, because I've always wanted to see what his Tiger 1's like to sleep in, and I reckon he'd probably be interested in trying this out. So yeah, if you're watching, mate, get in touch, make it happen. Yeah, anyway, so I do sincerely hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and get in the comments and let us know what you think. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe everyone, look after yourselves, look after each other, keep washing your hands, don't snog random people, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy everyone, cheers, bye.